Well, welcome back to another episode of turkey hunting. I am going to try back at the spot that I was at in the last video, and we're going to try to maybe get one here this evening. Kind of not sure what to do because last time I was here, turkeys were roosting kind of up here around the bend, and they were doing that for the first 2 mornings in a row on opening weekend. But I got a report this morning from a contact that I have that hunts out here too, and he was out here this morning and said that they have moved over to this other field across the way into these trees. And so I actually saw a couple, I'm not sure if they were jakes or hens, they actually look like jakes in the trees as I was driving in. So it sounds like they've been hanging out in this field, so I might set out my decoy out here and kind of see what they do over here in these trees, because I have a feeling they might be over there. But part of me wants to come back here to this cut field to see if there's anything out there too, so I might walk back there and see if there's anything, and I can come back up here and set up for the evening and see where they roost. And if we can't get one this evening, then we'll try early in the morning. So let's see what we can do. Follow along, let's go. So I found a nice spot here right off the cut field. I might go, I might put up my blind here and set it up and hang out in that as a base camp, and see if maybe they're out here in this field, because I really think that they're right across the way here in these trees. So I think that might be the move, is to set up my blind here and see if I can't set up my decoy out and see if they'll come in. At least that way I'm between this point, this new point, and the old point around the bend. And if anything, I'm kind of in the middle of maybe listening for some gobblers tonight as they roost. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I got my blind set up here on the outside of this tree edge, right on the edge of this cut field too. So the turkeys hanging right out there outside that tree line. So maybe they'll either work their way back across this field and come right by me where I'm set up, or they're going to come out of those trees and maybe see my decoy and come this way. So we'll see maybe where this group is. Well, I finally got some turkeys appearing outside this tree edge along the other side of this field I'm on. Not sure what they are yet. Well, those 2 jakes that just crossed the field, I think they're the 2 that I saw in the woods driving in. I showed you at the beginning of the video. They came across the field and went into these trees. There's a cut field on the other side of this that they're probably going through, so they're going away from me, unfortunately. But maybe they'll hang out in these trees and come back up if I do some more calling. I know there's a tom out here in this bean field, but they seem to go south, and God, it looked promising there for a second, but maybe they'll come back around. Slate call I'm using is the Struck Commander. It's from a starter kit that I got from Gobblers. And the striking stick that I'm using is the Woodhaven Custom Calls. I'll leave a link to their website to buy turkey products in the description below, so check that out. I'm also using Mouth Call Strut Commander. It's supposed to be a bearded hen is the sound, so. Got 2 toms across the field here in the green grasses where the beans are. I'll try to fan them over here with my pin decoy. We got definitely a tom and maybe a jake out there. It could be 2 toms, but they're definitely checking it out. What I got going on over here. Got my hen right here. Oh, you can see it behind the grass though. And I got a tom checking me out. Maybe 2 toms. But that's the thing with turkey hunting is patience is a virtue, that's for sure. So just gotta sit and wait to see what they do. I think that tom might still be out there, so maybe he'll come this way. I might try doing some more fanning. Looks like I might have 2 toms out here. They're probably about 500 yards away. Just kind of chilling. They're not sure if they want to commit over here to this hen or not. But my fanning sure has them interested, not wanting to go anywhere else. I don't see any hens with them. I'm not sure if the 2 that came across the field, they weren't hens. I know they were jakes. At least one was a jake. But I don't know what they're going to do here. They're not coming closer right now, that's for sure. He is heading this way, little by little. Yes, sir, we got 3 toms. Well, so far I got 1 tom to start committing to the field, so I'm starting to run out of time now for the roost. If I can get him lured over here though. There's 2 toms trailing him as well. Well, unfortunately, they headed back to the south, away from me, so now they're kind of hugging that tree line now. I was hoping they get out there and come after me, but not the case. Had two separate groups. Looked promising, but no cigar. Guess we'll keep being patient here this evening. I think it's gonna do it for the evening. I'm gonna sit here for a little while longer as the sun goes down and wait for some gobbles. But had 3 toms out here checking me out. In fact, there's one still out there getting ready to roost. But gosh, 2 of them hung back on that far side of the bean field. But I would assume the youngest of the toms. They sent all the way up to the edge of it. He just wouldn't commit to this cut field out here that I have access to. So yeah, I'm in a great spot here, kind of surrounded by all these trees here. I got a nice backdrop with my blind set up. But yeah, I tried fanning. I tried actually crawling out here to the side and fanning, trying to get them to come to my decoy out here. So, but they didn't want to commit, so I don't know what the deal is. I'm probably gonna leave this blind here and come back in the morning and set up here and set up my decoy, and maybe they'll come out here and come across this field. But when I got here, they were actually hidden in the trees, and they finally emerged from them and kind of ventured this way, but not quite enough. So yeah, I guess we'll call it an evening as far as the hunting goes, and see what we can get in the morning.
Well, good morning. It's day 2 of this weekend hunt. Last night, I'm actually in a different spot this morning. I'm here with a hunting buddy that I met last weekend, but I'm straight across the field from where I was last night because we got some gobblers over here in the trees behind the camera. But set up the blind here, thinking that this is giving me a good spot here. So Lane has a crossbow? Just a bow? Compound bow. He's got a compound bow, and I got a shotgun, so we've got 2 different weapons here. So the turkeys are screwed if they come mess with us. So yeah, should be a good hunt this morning. Hopefully we hear them gobbling in the trees, and hopefully they'll fly down in our field and come our way. But there is another hunter who owns the land adjacent to us, who's on the other side. So he's got kids, so really hopefully the turkeys go that way, so that way the kids can get one. But if they don't and they come this way, we think we have a great location here. So hopefully you enjoy this morning hunt with us.
Well, a little morning update. Morning isn't going so hot. The 2 toms, we talked to another landowner. He said the 2 toms that we heard gobbling this morning flew in the opposite direction of the field we thought they were going to fly into, which has really been the theme last weekend and this weekend. So we're going to go back to my blind and pick that up, see if there's anything out there, and probably call it a morning. Kind of walking through the woods here to get to our blind, but we didn't see the toms out in the field that they flew into, so they must have hightailed it somewhere else. So anyway, yeah, no birds in this one, but hopefully you enjoyed the sounds and the scenery of this hunt, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.